Dear Katie, so much has changed, even just since you've been away. We moved into this house. It doesn't feel real. When you live in one place your whole life, your next door neighbor is kind of like your default friend. And Daniel only got weirder over the years.
Where are you?
She's really going to be gone. Just gone.
We've had some wonderful hits and terrible misses when it comes to point-and-click walk-em-ups, as you call them, Barjo. But I'm glad they're out there and getting made because some of them can be really interesting and worthwhile experiences. Gone Home is a game that was proving to be quite divisive online, so I was really excited to check it out.
Me too, apprehensively. As soon as I appeared at the front door of this house, I thought, okay, this is going to be another Dear Esther, Anna Bientolete arty experience that I'm not going to enjoy. And so I promptly started to not take it very seriously.
Drop the bass, 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 bass.
Putting things in the drawer is what I like to do. I like to put the things in the drawer for me and you.
And close.
Yeah, I worry what you would get up to if left alone in someone's house, Barjo.
But as soon as I started poking around and interacting with objects, I got that spine-tingly feeling on the back of my neck, signaling danger.
You managed to work out from recorded phone messages and items you find around you that you're playing as Caitlin Greenbriar and you've just returned to your family home after a year of travelling overseas. There is an immediate air of uneasiness. It's dark, it's pouring with rain, thunder crashes, and there's a note pinned to the front door.
Yes, the note is from Sam, who appears to be either your brother or your sister. It seems urgent and rushed. Your sibling has left and won't tell you why, and begs you not to try and find them. It creates enough of a mystery for you to want to get into the house and start investigating. So you start searching for a key in all the usual places.
Once you're able to let yourself in, the house is dark, but you know, it's late, maybe everyone's just asleep. And thankfully this isn't a cheesy horror film, so all the light switches do work. So you can start poking around for clues that could tell you a little bit more about your family and what happened to your, sister.
You can just about interact with every single object in the house, and no item has been thoughtlessly placed. Caitlin is a member of this family, but as a player, you're acting as detective, trying to piece together who these people are, what they do, and what their relationships with each other are like.
Some of the items are quite mundane. They're simply there just to paint a picture of a normal family household. Everything from ice cream in the freezer to tampons in the bathroom cupboard. But rifling through drawers or searching under couches all provide little clues for you to start piecing together what happened here.
They built suspense really well. With every crack of thunder, I whipped around and whimpered. Horror games have taught us to look for all the signs, and I couldn't help but be reminded of...
Slender Man.
Yeah, Slender Man.
I know this isn't a Slendy game, but this whole house really does call back to Slender Man too, doesn't it? Really? Ugh, I was so jumpy. I even nervously went back and closed the front door when I realised I'd left it open just in case. And then I saw a light flickering down the hall, someone had left the TV on.
They've nailed the time period as well. You can tell by looking at the tag on the luggage at the start that it's 1995, and all the objects in the house reflect that.
See, I actually missed that luggage tag at the beginning, so I had no idea this was set in the 90s until I started exploring the lounge room. CRT TV, I thought, well, it could just be really old. But then I picked up the TV guide and saw the X-Files was highlighted. And then I was like, okay, and it all became really obvious. VHS tapes lying around.
That Magic Eye poster in Sam's bedroom? I haven't seen those in years.
Yeah, and they work too. Like, you can magic eye them.
It's a shark!
Sam's bedroom is definitely the most telling, and I think I spent the most time there.
Yeah, the lounge room is definitely alarming because there's that creepy weather warning, and books on poltergeists lying around, and someone's clearly interested in the supernatural. There's more evidence of that later too, but Sam's note lets you know something has happened to her, and you need to figure out what. So finally arriving in her bedroom feels like a critical moment where you might finally uncover the truth.
And it just screams of personality, doesn't it? It almost feels a bit weird and voyeuristic rifling through all of these personal belongings, but it also tells you so much about who she is and the experiences she's had, crumpled up notes between school friends. And there's just so much about this room that just says teenage girl, and it's almost kind of Judy Blume and, I don't know, sacred in a way.
Certain objects in the game will trigger spoken journal entries from Sam that she specifically left for you that help you to unravel more of the story as you progress.
You are so lucky you finished high school before we moved into this house. So, it's the first day of school, and there I am, introducing myself to the class.
And there are some cool cassette tapes that provide an appropriate backing track to the experience you have in each location. And once again, I like that everything's there for a reason. It's an intriguing story, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they do a really good job of setting up that sinister presence, but it's also so engaging because there's so many little details and stories to sift through. I really loved how the game will retroactively reference previous clues you've come across, explaining them further with each new object that you examine. For example, the first hint you have that there's an author in the family is this magazine in the bathroom, but further items in the father's office, correspondence with the editor, and other clues around the house tell a whole story of his writing career. The people in this house feel real, and you genuinely want to find out more about them.
Yeah, I did feel like that I was invading their privacy a little, and we can't really talk much more about the story without spoiling anything. Overall, I was pleasantly surprised by this. Patience did get the better of me at one point, and I got a bit frustrated at the way the game would send me all over the house, to the top floor and then to the basement. And at one point, I was examining toilet paper going, is this a clue? And I just got a bit over it.
Yeah, but then you find, a secret passage or a locked door, and there's no way I'm not finding out what's behind there. I really enjoyed this. It kind of sets itself up to be one thing and then sends you on quite a few different paths instead. I just really enjoyed uncovering this mystery. It was great storytelling, I thought. I'm giving it 7.5.
Yeah, I thought the writing and the voice acting was actually quite beautiful, and I appreciated the high-resolution textures and the attention to detail in the environment as well. But at the end of the day, I just think the price point is way too high for a game like this. So for me, it's 6.5 out of 10 rubber chickens.
And now we adjourn to Dave Callan's study as he lays down the law.